My friends, welcome to Talk Casual. I'm broadcasting live here from the Fly Casual headquarters here in the Outer Rim. As always, I am the Grand Master of Salt, Ariel, Mars, anything under the sun that people like to call me today. So today we're going to go through the New Zealand Open World Qualifiers. Now this happened a couple of weeks back, well even more than that. It was actually the 20th and 21st and 22nd of October. That's how long it was back. It was 3 weeks away. Sadly, I didn't have time to talk about it because the week after that, I was actually in Canberra playing in Not Nationals. And this weekend, I was catching up with family. So today was a good day to talk about it. I'm going to go through my list, my opponents, and the overall event itself. So let's get into the actual list itself. So I'm going to go through the actual the main because there were several changes. Not my fault, but AMG's fault. But let's go with that. Let's go to my list. Let's transition over. All right. So my list started off with what I had from Worlds that I came. It's my main competitive fleet. So I decided what to do for this one is to drop Screed and put Admiral Piet and put parts resupply on the boosted comms Gazanti. So we've got the Onika interdictor. So Onika, of course, and I've dropped Intel Officer and put Governor Price on there now. So it's Onika class testbed with Governor Price, veteran gunners, gunnership Vermilion, auto bombardment cannons, interdictor suppression refit with Admiral Piet, Captain Brunson, auxiliary shield teams, decaps, grav shift reroute, targeting scrambler, heavy iron emplacements, and interdictor title. Then 2 Gozzies, one with comms net and one with parts resupply and boosted comms. Squadrons were Colonel Jendon, Valen Rudor, Tel Tavura, and Darth Vader. Objectives were Rifts Assault, Abandoned Mining Facility, and Doom Station. Now, for this one, I decided to change the 2 crit objectives that I had before. That was Iron Storm and Volatile Deposits, as I don't have a auto-generating crit machine, thanks to Screed. So I decided to put the ones with the Rift on there, thanks to the Interdictor. So that was my change. I decided to change it just to add parts resupply, and I thought Piet would do much better with an interdictor on there, giving them both ships 2 dials. So Piet can be refreshed with the interdictor title, giving the Onika and the interdictor the chance to do 4 dials a turn. So what happened? Of course, that everyone knows that the nerf back came out and hit the Onika, and they decided to raise it 20 points up. So my fleet went from 395 points to 415 points. So I had to make a choice what to cull. So it was either culling a Gazanti just to get those points, or to cull my squadrons or cull a ship. So in the end, I decided to cull 2 ships, cull upgrades on the ships, and I dropped decaps and HIEs on the interdictor, and now the Gazanti is a naked Goz. I feel like I needed the activation padding for that. I feel like 4 activations is probably the better thing to do. I felt 3 activations wasn't going to do that well, especially with my squadron count as well. If I had more squadrons, I'd probably drop the Goz, but I don't have the squadrons. I could have probably dropped Darth Vader to Marek Steel, but I feel like Darth Vader's a better mopper-upper of fleets at the end. And I think I was vindicated at the end sometime. Now, so the Goz can still push squadrons. The naked Goz can still push squadrons. That's what Jendon's there. He's got a relay of 2, so I could use Jendon as a kind of pseudo boosted comms. Parts resupply was a bit of the hardest thing to drop, and HIEs and decaps. It just makes the interdictor a bit more toothless. So I just kind of felt that the interdictor was really more to more about defending this fleet instead of attacking the fleet. So so that's what I went with. I was looking at an ISD and interdictor fleet that I did fly at not nationals. I was thinking of bringing that instead, but I thought with a week out from the event, I thought I needed to keep what I was flying. So I stuck to just stripping the interdictor down a bit there. So this coming in at a 396 points. As I said, Ash, it was a bit of a hard thing to do, especially like usually the old FFG points change was a 2-week window where they used to do. Now it's a 1-week window, but there's nothing much I could really do, so I just went on with it. So so that's what I did. As I said, now there was a point of me where I was kept thinking I should put Ramadi on this list. Ramadi just does way better with this list, and Piet's just but I stuck with Piet, and thank God I did, because look, Piet being, he does pretty well, being the second cheapest admiral now, not in, when Ramadi was still the cheapest admiral with Ozzel. So I decided to continue with Piet on there, and good thing I did, because it proved me well. And it's just Piet just works really well with the Onika and interdictor as well. As I was saying before, you can push your navs, you can push your concentrate fires, you can push your repairs. I know the Onika doesn't have the greatest repair value with free engineering, but at least if you do pop a token with Piet, you can do an engineering free, so you can move one extra from a side or the rear if need be. So there was that flexibility, and also using Piet as a concentrate fire option with the Onika when I was navving was really good. And of course, interdictor with interdictor title allowed me to do it twice, so I could also pop, say, a squadron command with the GOZ with a nav dial if I really needed to, or if I needed to be very flexible with abandoned mining facility, I could do that as well too. So I feel like Piet on the interdictor is really good. It's really janky, and I love this list. It's a pretty good list, and good thing I stuck to this list here. Right, let's go on with my first round opponent. There were 6 players at the event. 4 of them were New Zealanders, and another Aussie was there with me. Unfortunately, we should have been a bit more players, but they were playing. That's the problem with Armada. It's usually the game is a second fiddle to X Wing or Legion, and some of those players did really well at Legion or X Wing, got in the second day. So we would have had more players if those players didn't do that well. Also, it was a long weekend in New Zealand, and people had plans that weekend, so we got the short end of the stick there. So my first opponent was a John Fletcher. He was flying a Kraken with a K, double Providence Dreadnoughts. So he has the first Providence Dreadnought has Kraken, Honda Hanaka, boarding troopers, external racks, linked turbo laser towers, and then a second Providence Dreadnought with Shumai, boarding troopers, external racks, DBYs, linked turbo laser towers, and lucid voice. Then he has 2 Gazantes with overload pulse, and then your squadrons of flak and disrespect. He came in and at 391, so he had the choice he had the bid and he had the choice, and decided to go first. He chose my abandoned mining facility, which I thought was a bit interesting, but sometimes what I believe is a really good farming objective for me, I can also be stuck on that objective. So to farm on abandoned mining facility kind of tells you where I'm going to be. So it kind of worked out a little bit for John. What happened is my interdictor was stuck. I didn't realize that. I totally forgot about boarding troopers. Totally forgot about it. So I moved my interdictor right up to close range of the Providence, popped boarding troopers, and he took it to Hurt Town. And he basically killed the interdictor with 3 shots. So the first Providence double arced with boarding troopers. Then the second Providence, I think, was double arced as well, but at long range or medium range. Got those doubles, got in there hard, and then the next round, being first player, he activated the other Providence and actually nuked my interdictor. By that time, I actually farmed about 140 points of abandoned mining facility. So it kind of worked itself out with the interdictor. I believe I killed his Providence, his Kraken, his Admiral Kraken, and then I killed his squadrons there. So I actually won that one. I was quite lucky to win that one, actually, because my interdictor my Onika was on fire, and it was on 2 hull. The only thing that saved it was I hid behind the dust cloud. His dust cloud hit it in thumb, and he could not get a shot in the final round. So welcome, Luke. Thank you so much. So yes, I was very lucky to walk away with that. And in the end, the points it was a 9-2 victory to me, even losing the interdictor there. So, but I was very lucky to get away with that one. Second round, it had to be. So I was against Lachlan. Lachlan had an absolute monster of a fleet. I should go to the top. He had Slonica. And just, yeah, it is a dirty fleet. And one of the fleets I hate. I hate Sloane with 1,000 fires. She should be 60 points or something like that. But yeah, I just had to do what I had to do. So, my view on Sloane either is you kill Sloane, you kill the squadrons, or you kill the pusher. For me, this game was going to go either, it's going to get very close, I was going to get whitewashed. And by the start of the game, he was pushing the squadrons with Squall. Let's go through the list, actually, before I go through what Lachlan did. So Lachlan had, of course, the Onika test bed with Admiral Sloane, Governor Price, veteran gunners, ordnance experts, engine techs, audible bombardment cannons, then the Quasar 1 with your standard loadout with Taskmaster Grint, flight controllers, boosted comms, extended hangar bays, and Squall title. Then he had a single Gazanti cruiser with Honda Hanaka comms and Comsnet. Then his squadron ball was Marek Steele, Colonel Jenin, Sienna Ray, Mauler Miffle, Sabre Squadron, Lander, and it was 2 TIE interceptors. His objectives were Most Wanted, Planetary Iron, and Intel Sweep. He came in at 395, so 1 point less than me, and he had the choice, so he chose to be a first player. He chose my, what was it, the Rift Assault. I believe that's the red one. Don't quote me on that one, because I should know my heart. Yeah, Rift Assault. So, yeah, so this, again, just the jump on the squadrons by Lachlan was absolutely... Hello, Lester. Welcome. Was absolutely brutal. Like, he jumped his squadrons and nuked my Goz in the... I think it was either the first round or second round. Feels like... No, it's the second round he nuked one of my Goz with just Marek Jendon double tapping with Sloane just ripping tokens. So, you know, that was stock standard. You just kind of knew that was going to happen. Lucky for me, I was he was pushing his Onika, and then he actually didn't turn away his Onika. He came directly towards my Onika, and I turned my Onika towards him. So we had an Onika off. And for me, I got some shots. He got some shots, and then we disengaged. His engine techs helped him a lot, but I had my interdictor behind my Onika, and I kind of jumped to speed 2 and double arced my interdictor with him. He killed my, I can't remember what turn it was, but he turned into, his Onika was about to die, and so was mine. So I thought he was going to activate his Onika. It was probably the 4th turn, I presume. He activated his Quasar, actually, and got his squadrons, and actually nuked my Onika before it could activate. and he got all the right hits. And I feel like I've forgotten a targeting scrambler on it and could have survived. But no, he nuked my Onika. But then I activated my interdictor and nuked his Onika. And on top of that, I was gaining some Rift Assault objective points. So I gained some points on there, and he basically nuked all my squadrons except for Jendon. I got a couple of his. I can't remember what I did, but I did get his Onika. I didn't know if I got the Goz. I can't remember. I don't think I got the Goz. No, I just killed his Onika and a couple of his squadrons, and I got some tokens to save me there. And I actually won that one by 6-5. So an MOV of 9. So I was really lucky to walk away with a win there. Lachlan kind of knew that he stuffed up with his Onika. He should have turned off and ran off, especially with an Onika with engine techs. It's hard to catch, and that's one thing I kind of wish they kind of got rid of, is the support team slot for the Onikas and kept it maybe to 10 points. But well, you gotta play what you gotta play. So I was really lucky to walk away with this one, and it was a good tense game, really tense. As I said, don't like Sloane. She's a bully, and I was lucky to walk away with that one. So we came to the final match. So this time it was against Michael Galloway. He had a very interesting list. It basically was a COG list, but he actually changed, because of the points change, he changed it to a VOG list. So instead of being a QAT, it's now a victory there. So we've got the Onika class testbed with Admiral Modi, Governor Price, Veteran Gunners, Engine Techs again, Old Bombardment Cannons. He's had a victory 1 with Mr. Tour, Boarding Troopers, External Racks, Harrow, Engine Techs, and ECMs. Then he had a Gladiator 1 with Skilled First Officer, Ordnance Experts, External Racks, and Demolisher title. Then he had a Goz with Darth Vader and Comzant. His squadrons were 4 TIE Fighters. Now, his objectives, I don't think he had his objectives on the... Let me just check. No, he didn't have his objectives on the list board there, but I had the choice this time. He was 398 points, and I chose to be second player. And again, we played Rift Assault. Lucky for me, I placed the Rift next to his Victory class Star Destroyer, so he was stuck at speed 1. And of course, being next to the Rift, he can't engine tech because it reduces it to 0. So he was basically stuck without his Victory, and he could not basically get in there and get his boarding troopers there. So I was really lucky on that one. Again, our Onikas faced off. Basically, we almost killed each other's Onikas by shooting it. I killed his Onika first, but what I didn't predict was his Gladiator getting into a position where he could shoot at close range and nuke me. I thought I was made a good space between the Victory and myself, so he couldn't place the Onika, but place his Gladiator, but it didn't work out, so he nuked me the next round. Lucky for me, the interdictor came in and nuked his Gladiator, so I won that one. It was an 8-3, I believe, on that one, if my memory serves me well. But I was sitting pretty well after that. Again, it was a really close match. He could have actually came a bit closer because Vader was on one hull. And he kept flacking, and he missed, and he had about 7 or 8 shots on Vader, and he just completely missed Comfire and rerolls, and just could not kill Darth Vader. It was just unbelievable. And that time I had spent my evade, so I was just onto a brace and on one hull, so it was quite comedic. And yeah, if he actually killed that, it would have been a much closer game. And it would have been a 7-4 instead of an 8-3 win. So yeah, that was it about that. So yeah, I kind of waited because Lachlan was playing his game. My objective for the whole event was really to come top 4 and get my invite. I didn't really think. I didn't really want. I wasn't really thinking about the victory, but I was quite lucky that Lachlan scored the same points. He came out on even points, and I got the MOV. So I was very lucky there. I was quite pleased, and yeah, it was a really, really close match. And that's the problem with 3-round events. It's really a turkey shoot when it comes to it. And yeah, it was. I came out on top, so I was quite happy with that. I'll just go through the other list there too. There was 2 other New Zealand players. I didn't put them on there because I thought I'll just have a quick talk about them. So there was another fleet. There was now the guy. So I came first. I should go with the results with 23 tournament points. So did Lachlan with lower MOV. On 17 point was John Fletcher, so my first round opponent. Franz was 4th. He had the SSD. My third round opponent, sadly, he came 5th. And then Ian Franz had the only CIST player there. He came 4th, and the SSD player Ian came 6th. So I'll go through those lists there. So Franz was flying a Freedom Bot list, so TF 1726 with 4 munis, no squadrons. So he had each one had auxiliary shield teams, B2s, PIDX, and link turbo laser towers. And the most interesting, thank God I didn't face this fleet because I didn't know what I was going to do with an SSD fleet. But it was an SSD tag fleet, which was really interesting. So it was the SSD assault prototype with general tag, Captain Brunson, damage control officer, expert shield techs, gunner teams, leading shots, link turbo laser towers, H9s, and Ravager title. 2 Gozzies with repair crew, and just Teltarura. So in the end, it was a great event. I really enjoyed myself there. It was really good to meet up with the New Zealand crew. It was, yeah, and the event space was really nice. It was away from the main convention center, so it was really not too loud. It wasn't that loud at all. So, and we got to our own space there, and we had plenty of space to do our put our stuff onto the side. Granted, there was only 3 tables playing, but yeah, it was really good. So it was really nice to meet the New Zealand crew. It was quite interesting when I just showed up and I saw the Armada stuff, and they go, "Hey Mars, how you doing?" It's like, "Hey you." It's like, you see my face, I don't see yours. So we had to go, "Oh yeah, of course. I'm this, I'm that, I'm Ian." Oh, cool. It was really good to meet everyone there. So yeah, really good fun experience, and yeah, I was really lucky to walk away with as I said, with the award. Being first place. 3-round events are just absolutely chaotic. So yeah, that was it. So yeah, a big thank you to Let's Play Games. I was absolutely ecstatic that they actually ran the event there. Would have been great to have more players, but I understand you can only play who's in front of you as much as you can drum up the people in New Zealand. And as I said, a lot of players were playing other things. So yeah, I was glad to go there. I had reasons to be there. I wanted to make sure I had an invite to Worlds and not worry about other events. And yeah, I got my invite. Now let's go on to Not Nationals. I highly recommend if you want to hear a big, deep talk about Not Nationals, go and listen to the Coolant Discharge guys from Canberra. They have a podcast called Coolant Discharge. There. It's on Podbeam and it's run by Lester. Make sure you listen to those guys, and they'll go for a much more deep rundown of Not Nationals. It wasn't a great event for me. I took it a bit for fun, really. As I said, I took my AEST sovereign list. I'll actually bring it up. That might be a good idea, just to show the players what I took. And okay, so I will transfer over. So this is my list that I took for not nationals. So I swapped the Onika for Imperial 2 with Governor Price, local fire controls, electric countermeasures, and sovereign title. Again, same thing with the interdictor. The parts 3 supply was kind of a bit better for the Gauzy instead of Comsnet, because with sovereign I can change the tokens to whatever I feel like. Then I actually reduced the squadron size. I actually used Marek instead of Vader, and it was coming up to 396 points. For this one, again, the same objectives. And yeah, I enjoy playing the Imperial 2, but I needed a bit more time learning how to play. Yeah, so it was I needed more time. I was playing the ISD too much as an Onika. I was keeping it too back and wasn't really paying attention to what I was doing with it. So it showed, but I enjoyed the not nationals and just having a bit of a rest, having a bit of a break, and meeting up with the Canberra crew. Came sixth overall in that event. I won my first match 10-1 really strongly. I was switched on, and then the other two matches, I'll talk about them. Came real close to the second match was against an Onika. I got beaten up by the Onika onto the Imperial 2, and then I got tabled by the interdictor by I didn't kill a kitten. Instead of, I kind of focused too much on the Onika, and the interdictor wasn't in a good place, wasn't getting its tokens from the Part 3 supply ship, so I couldn't actually repair quite well. In the end, it just got spammed by the kittens that were left in play. And yeah, I did take it a bit easy on the local boys, and you're right, Lester. And basically, in the last match, the only thing I did well was he went second player, and I chose his Doom Station. I got rid of the station first round, so he couldn't score points. The rest, I just did not know what I was doing. I fed my ISD2 to his conga line of his Ozzel MSUs, and just absolutely he ate that thing up like there was no tomorrow. So yeah, you can't have more. So again, but it was a fun event. It was a good tournament run by Jim, and next day we're playing Who's the Bosk, and I basically took almost the same fleet, but just cut down the squadrons, and I took a different type. Get rid of the interdictor. Let's see what I'll get the Bosk fleet up. Here's my Who's the Bosk fleet. So it was an Imperial 2, Governor Price, local fire controls, ECMs, 2 Architons with dual turbo laser turrets, and Comsnet. Then we had Marek Jenden, 3 TIE Interceptor squadrons, and Sertrix Strum. Objectives were Most Wanted, Asteroid Tactics, and Infested Fields. Again, came 6th in this event. Lost my first match to James, but that game, he tabled me 10-1, but that game could have gone quite differently. It was just the luck of the dice for James, as always. I could have killed his ISD, but he actually got my ISD before I killed his, and I actually was running Riken on this fleet, which was really fun. I can't believe how fun Riken is. Just zombieing ships and squadrons and just saying, haha, he's not going to die yet. So that was really fun. And then my second round, I had Sato on my list. So getting the ISD to roll black dice was really cool. And then my last game, I had Ramotti, which I just could not pop at one game. So so I lost the first game, and then I won the last two. So came in six overall on that one. But again, it was a fun event. I really enjoyed the Canberra guys actually run a really good event. They have a really good space in Jolt, really big open space. So if you are in the Canberra area, and if you are anywhere in the Sydney area, and next year they run the Not Nationals, highly recommend to go. Good evening, John. Yeah, we did talk about your fleet and how you nuked my interdictor. Job well done there. You got the moral victory on me there. So yeah, so again, back to the job, guys. Great event, great amazing event. Just the prize support handed by Jim was really good. It wasn't just a Store Champs kit, it was a little bit more. Plus, he had a second Store Champs kit, so he actually added extra stuff, extra cards. So I got my Fell card, not because it is a top 4 card. They made it a top 8 card or something like that, because everyone in the top 8 got it, or top 6. I can't remember, but yeah, I think it was top 6, and I got my Fell card, so I'm quite happy there. So it was a really fun event. That's why I couldn't do my my review of the New Zealand Nationals. I was away for the last 2 weeks, and I was pretty exhausted after those 2 weeks. All right, let's get to the news now. Let's talk about what is coming up in the Armada world here in Australia, because we want to talk about us guys, what we're doing. So we've got some big things coming up. So let's talk about that. I'm just setting things up on my end here. Let's transition over. And on the 2nd of December, coming up in Tezza's Games, we've got the Armada Store Championships. 10 a.m. start. It is a 3-round event, and it will be streaming that live on Fly Casual. I look forward to actually streaming this one. It's going to be lots of fun. Of course, the Store Champs kit will be on offer, and hopefully some other prizes will be available for that event. We're still working on it, and I look forward to just bringing back Store Champs into the area. So, and I hope to see you there, Clint. Yes, welcome, Clint. So yeah, we are looking at streaming that one. There's also another event, same date as well. I can't remember what the place was called. If someone could on the stream could remind me of the place, but it's in New South Wales. C4 are hosting that event. They have a Store Champs on the same day, so make sure you check the Australian Armada page for details there. It's Gosford. I think it's Gosford. Someone will double check on that one. Gosford. But yeah, they have an event on the same day. Also, South Australia might get a kit. So anyone in the South Australian region, just keeping eyes on the page there. I'm sure Luke will release some details when he has those in plan. So there are some kits available. And if you don't have a kit and you want to run an event, please talk to your store owner. Get some events happening. People are more than happy to travel to a Store Champs. As I said, talk to your store owner and get on board with Let's Play Games to get that happening. Right, I want to talk about the bigger one, the major one that's coming up, and that's the Australian Open World Qualifiers here in Canberra. Sadly, there wasn't. It was supposed to happen in Melbourne on the second on that weekend that we have the Store Champs. Hence that why C4 Central Coast Leagues in Gosford. Yep, Gosford, not Gosford, Gosford. 2nd of December. That's correct. Yeah, same day as ours. So if you are in that area, make sure you hit them up. But of course, definitely if you are in Melbourne, in Victoria, come down to Tezza's Games. All players are welcome to these events. That's probably one of the best ways to get into tournament, into competitive play, organized play, is to go to these Store Champs. You'll get your serious players like me, but you'll have great fun and you'll walk away with this loot. Especially with a lot of these places only have like about 12, 16 players the most. Our limit is 16 players, so you'll walk away with the top 32 and a top 16 prize. So that's a guarantee. So a really good chance for you just to get deep, put your feet into organized play, and don't be afraid, and just give it a go. So leading up to Open World Qualifiers here in Australia, as I said, it was supposed to be in Melbourne. Couldn't find a venue, so they moved it up to CanCon for the Australia Day weekend. So the 27th and 28th will be the Armada events, so Saturday, Sunday. Of course, this is because we are having X Wing is Friday, Saturday, so if people don't make the top 8 for X Wing, they can always move to Armada. So now I'll make a actual announcement. For us, Fly Casual will be there. We'll be streaming / recording the event, depending on what on the internet there. So we have been given the green light by the organisers, by the TO as well, by Let's Play Games to run the event, to run the stream there as a community event. We're not officially endorsed by Let's Play Games or anything like that, but we have been given the green light. So I will be there. I'm hopefully working, behind the scenes, trying to get things organised, and hopefully Ian will come along, and so it'll be us two. Actually, we'll be doing commentary, live commentary as well, all the whiz bang stuff. And I won't be playing that event unless, if needed. But mostly I'll be, as I said, doing commentary and also slight TOing to help Jim out there. So you players, definitely come on down, go to CanCon. You might get on stream, and you'll meet us there. So again, it'll be run by Jim there, who ran Not Nationals. He has some really good prize support coming in. Player pack is coming very shortly, so make sure you keep your eyes open. We'll give some details happening there, and hopefully give some player tips and details on coming up to that event. So if you are new to Armada, and if you are new to casual tournament stream, maybe it's not your event for you, but highly recommend to give it a go. Even if you understand a bit of the rules, understand what's going on, you'll still walk away with a really good time, with really good Armada players. So yeah, I will definitely follow up on when we have further details on the Open World Qualifiers here in Australia, and I'll probably throw in my tips and tricks on surviving a event there. So what I know of the event right now, it'll be 4 rounds on the first day. That can be very taxing on a player. And then the second day will be the top 8 cut. For those players who don't make the top 8 cut, there will be a side event. I believe I'm not quite sure. Jim will be working on that. He'll let us know what's happening. But I believe it will be like a team tournament type thing, a team kind of side event there. So you have your team sector fleets kind of thing happening, I believe. But again, don't quote me on that. More details will come further in hand. As I said, a players pack is coming out, but definitely Fly Casual will be there, and we'll be streaming / filming the top table there, and hopefully we'll have my main goal is to stream the event, and as I said, to have some newfangled stuff and to do some live commentary on that event there. All right, I think that's it for tonight, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, thank you so much to the New Zealand guys. Apologies for walking away with your invites, but you guys were, fantastic, and it was really nice to actually meet some new players there. Had the best time in New Zealand. Auckland is really nice. So hopefully, if they do have it next year, hopefully we can get more Aussie players, and hopefully we can get some more New Zealand players come in and make it a bigger, better event. I would love to actually just actually judge the event myself. Yeah, I've started a war, of course, but I needed an invite, and I got my invite. So, yep, I know, John, you'll try harder next time, and I know you will. I know it's that I've got a price on my head now, and yeah, you almost got me though. I remember, my Onika, skipping away with 1 or 2 hull and got away in the dust cloud. So if it wasn't for the dust cloud, I would have been tabled by yourself. So, some really good players, really fun times there, and hopefully we'll have a Open Worlds Qualifier back there next time. But if there's any more further questions, any more queries, as I said, I look forward to what's coming up in the Armada scene. I look forward to seeing more results. As always, just keep an eye out for us. I know we're a bit lacking in content at the moment, but I'll try my best to continue on. Make sure you keep continuing playing your games. Go to casual events. Go to your store champs. And yes, John, keep beating the Armada drum. That's probably the best thing to do. And do something for your community. Make sure you speak up, and make sure that you you support the game. If you don't have a store champs kits, talk to your owner. Get them going. Get them organized. I'm sure there's kits available from Let's Play Games still in the warehouse. It's up to us to continue the flame of Armada. Keep that hope alive. Yep, to keep on AMG too. Exactly right, Ash. Exactly right. So, yeah, if there's any further questions, I think that is it for tonight. So, as I said, I look real forward to what's coming up. I look forward to streaming these events, and I look really forward to January, hopefully getting some new stuff on the stream. Some new, as I said, live commentary will be awesome just to do at CanCon. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this stream. We'll be back whenever we can. And remember, like, subscribe, follow us on the socials, and fly casual.